Single parents, what's your best and or worst dating story? I was 28 with a 6-year-old daughter when I finally decided to try dating again. My ex had left when Zoe was 2, claiming fatherhood wasn't for him. For 4 years, it was just us against the world. My sister convinced me to join a dating app. You can't be alone forever, she said. Zoe needs to see what a healthy relationship looks like. After weeks of terrible matches, I met Dylan. He was a pediatric nurse who worked with special needs kids. His profile showed him reading to children at the hospital. When he messaged me, he actually asked about Zoe instead of trying to avoid the kid topic entirely. Our first coffee date lasted 4 hours. He listened when I talked about single motherhood. He didn't flinch when I mentioned my ex's abandonment. When I showed him pictures of Zoe, his face lit up. "She has your eyes," he said, and that mischievous smile suggests trouble. I laughed. You have no idea. We dated for 3 months before I introduced them. Dylan brought a science kit and spent the entire afternoon building volcanoes with Zoe. She was smitten, so was I. 6 months in, Dylan started staying over on weekends. He'd make pancakes shaped like dinosaurs and help with homework. When Zoe had nightmares, he'd sit with us until she fell back asleep. I thought I'd found my person. Then my ex, Carter, called. "I want to see Zoe," he announced. "I've changed. I'm ready to be a father." For 2 weeks, I agonized over the decision. Dylan supported whatever I chose. "She deserves to know her dad if he's genuinely changed," he said. The first visit went well. Carter took Zoe to the zoo and brought her home with stories about elephants. The second visit, he was an hour late with no explanation. By the third, Zoe was asking why her daddy kept making promises he didn't keep. The breaking point came when Carter was supposed to pick Zoe up for dinner. We waited for 2 hours. Zoe sat by the window in her best dress, checking her watch every 5 minutes. "Maybe daddy got lost," she whispered. My heart shattered. When Carter finally called at 9 p.m., drunk and rambling about his ex-girlfriend drama, I hung up and turned off my phone. Dylan found me crying in the kitchen after Zoe finally went to bed. "I'm so stupid," I sobbed. "I should have protected her better." "You gave her father a chance," he said quietly. "That's what good mothers do." "What if she asks about him again?" Dylan sat beside me and took my hands. "Then we tell her the truth. Some people aren't ready to be parents, even when they think they are. But some people choose to love kids who aren't biologically theirs, because that's what families really are." He paused. "I've been wanting to ask you something." My stomach fluttered. "I want to adopt Zoe, officially, if you'll let me, if she wants me to." The next morning, Dylan nervously asked Zoe if she'd like him to be her real dad. She launched herself into his arms so hard they both fell over. "Does this mean you won't leave?" she asked. "Never," he promised. "I'm here forever." Carter signed away his parental rights without contest 6 months later. He'd already moved to another state with his new girlfriend. Last week, Dylan officially became Zoe's father. At the courthouse, she wore a white dress and carried flowers like a wedding. The judge asked her if she understood what adoption meant. "It means Dylan chooses to be my dad every day," she said proudly. "Not because he has to, but because he wants to." Dylan cried. I cried. Even the judge teared up. That night, Zoe hung her adoption certificate next to her drawings on the refrigerator. "Now we're a real family," she announced. "We always were," I thought. "We just needed the paperwork to make it official."